The Football Club Barcelona philosophy is one that has been put in doubt so many times, and today we're going to expose the real Barça DNA, starting with the father of our style, Mr. Rinus Michel, followed by the one and only who learned from Mr. Rinus Michel, Johan Cruyff, to Mr. Pep Guardiola. Now this is so important and so transcendent for all Football Club Barcelona fans to understand what does this mean for us as supporters, so that when people sell us that coaches like Hansi Flick are not part of Barça DNA, we do not listen to them and we actually understand what Barça DNA means, guys. So please pay special attention to this video, because there's been so many attacks on Hansi Flick by professional players, by so many fans who may have a lack of knowledge of what the Barca style is. But mainly, guys, we're going to focus on the facts, and we're going to take Rinus Michel, Johan Cruyff, Pep Guardiola. I mean, there's no more Barca style and Barca's DNA than those three right there. And we will see whether Hansi Flick is actually part of Barca's DNA or not, and if we can trust our coach, because many people are coming in with the doubts, trying to create chaos in the team, because now that we've won the World Cup, as Spain has won the World Cup, playing in a certain manner, similar to Barcelona, but with not such a high line, people may start to criticize Hansi Flick when the loss happened, because in football you can't always win, and we've been superb with Hansi Flick. So in this video we're going to see, guys, why or if we have to trust Hansi Flick and the reasons behind that, guys. So stay tuned. So we're going to start with Johan Cruyff, who coached Pep Guardiola, who was coached previously by Mr. Rinus Michel and the creator of this Barca style. And one of these quotes, pressuring high limits the amount of running players must do. When you win back the ball, there are 30 meters to go rather than 80. So guys, what is this idea? Pressuring high. The Barca style starts with the ball and ends with the possession of the ball. Barcelona must have the possession of the ball and dominate from having the possession of the ball. Now, what is the key? What happens when your whole idea starts and finishes with the ball? What happens when you don't have that ball? You are in deep trouble. So you got to pressure high to win the ball quickly and as fast as you can. And even more so with what Johan Cruyff is saying here, that it's even better for you to get the ball back in defensive areas of the opposing team, in the opposing team's camp, rather than on your side on defense. So basically a quick recovery of the football, guys. This is so important to have in mind, because when we think of Hansi Flick and this quote by Johan Cruyff, the first thing that comes to our mind, okay, checkbox. Hansi Flick does actually align with this thought of pressuring high. Now, let's bring it to that defensive line, which is what received the most critics from Hansi Flick, because there is nothing that you can criticize from Hansi Flick's team in terms of offense. We've scored so many goals that sometimes you even feel pity for the opposition team. So let's bring that to the high line that many people criticize, guys. Have in mind, you have your defensive line in the middle of the pitch, so many times even further than the middle of the pitch. Now, when you do that, your striker is almost speaking to the goalkeeper. What do I mean by this? All your players in midfield and in attack will most likely get the ball back in the opposing team's side of the pitch, which is what Johan Cruyff is saying here. When you actually collect the ball in the opposing team's defense by pressuring high, you are just 30 meters or even less from goal, and you can create quick attacks to score. So guys, when you think about this, that Johan Cruyff said, Barca's DNA completely, the beginning alongside with Rinus Michel, you clearly see that Hansi Flick, yes, does fulfill with this part of the Barca DNA, guys. Now, the Barca defensive line is something we love. The idea of Hansi Flick of having the defensive line in the middle of the pitch, to have your players more closer to the opposing team's defense and to basically not allow them a breathing space, to collect the ball fast, To have such an attacking and offensive mind is something we love. And another quote from Mr. Johan Cruyff, he said, it is better to fail with your own vision than to fail with another man's vision. Now guys, this is to everyone out there who has a dream, a passion to follow. It's better that you follow those dreams, those passions with all your strength, with all your might, rather than listen to someone else, do what someone else tells you and fail. There's two different types of hurt. It hurts a lot when you fail with another man's or woman's idea, because it wasn't yours to begin with. You didn't think about it. Now, when you fail with your own principles and idea, it's much better. You are satisfied with yourself. You say, well, at least I did. At least I tried. At least I had my own thoughts. I failed, but I continue. So don't think Hansi Flick is going to be coerced by this weird and strange and very wrong media narrative to change his idea of football. This is completely Barça's DNA, guys. Don't listen to the media. This is Johan Cruyff telling you this. Rinus Michel saying this. The pressure of the ball in all of Barça, you have to watch and see for yourself rather than just listen to people. It's always been present there. It's always been done intensively. Barça have always run to collect the ball because it just makes sense. Just think about it. Barça idea starts and ends with the football. We defend with the football. We attack with the football. So it only makes sense that your idea, once you don't have it, the idea is to run quickly to actually collect it and do the best thing possible you can to recover that dominance of the possession of the ball and do the best thing you can to keep it within your means and attack from it, guys. So Hansi Flick is completely Barça DNA, and I may even say in this idea he's completely superlative. There is no other pressure of the ball as intensive as the ones that Hansi Flick team does. We saw it with Bayern. We saw it with that 2014 German team that won the World Cup. Hansi Flick was part of the technical team that was there. He was actually the one designing the strategy of the German national team that won that World Cup. So guys, we've seen it so many times. The pressure of the ball is one of the best things we have, because when we don't have the football, we need to recover it. And what's the quickest way to recover it? Run like you're crazy about it. Run like they stole your child and get it back. So Barça and Hansi Flick mainly is one of the top class in terms of this idea of Barça's DNA. Now, when you have these things in mind, you understand perfectly the signing of players like Anthony Gordon. How fast is this player? Recording the highest speed in the Champions League with 30-something kilometers per hour. Guys, it's just so important that we're making this video, that you guys are actually paying attention to signings also like Karim Adeyemi, fast twitchy players to get on that pressure, to get on the attack quickly. And that doesn't mean that we're playing counter-attack. This is the Barça DNA on full display. But when you hear ex-football players, professionals, some of which have even played in Barça before, criticizing this highline, it just makes you to hold your head, because this is things that people start hearing, and that's what the media do. They just repeat things to the point that it gets to your brain. So one of my favorite players all time, Thierry Henry, says something that was so wrong, guys. Take a listen.
You cannot play in the Champions League with that eye line. I'm sorry. When you play against good teams, you're going to get exposed. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Any run, well-timed run, you go through on goal. Every single time. We mentioned it. They don't want to change it. And I understand sometimes coaches can be stubborn with how they go with the game. But it can be costly in big games.
Guys, I don't know what nonsense Thierry was saying. What big games? We beat Madrid 3 times in a final or even more, and we've beat them in league games. It just don't make sense. We've beat Bayern 4-1. We've had so many good performances against key teams. We fell in the Champions League semi-final against Inter in a complete robbery, in a foul on Gerard Martin. What is Thierry talking about, guys? Once again, look at the facts. Don't allow them to kill this project for us. Like, this is insane. Barça have dominated Real Madrid with Kylian Mbappé, with Vinicius, with Rodrigo. Do you see what these players did in the World Cup? This is crazy, guys. Because once again, going back to Johan Cruyff, the famous quote of "I'd rather win 5-4 than 1-0. This is something that people that don't really know about the Barça DNA don't understand. We are not a defensive team. Barça is an offensive team. Barça want to score as many goals as possible until the ref blows the final whistle. That is the Barca style, guys. That's how we understand football. That's why we like Barca. That's why we love the way Barca play. Do not allow these people to mislead you due to this Champions League, guys. Please, please, please look at the facts once again. And Thierry Henry is a player that I love so much. A player that played in Barca, but he seems unbelievable with the way he's speaking. It's just complete insanity, guys. It's crazy. To understand this point even further, guys, another wonderful quote by the masterful Johan Cruyff. Football is not about suffering. It's about enjoyment. Control the ball, be friendly with it, try to attack, try to score goals. Yo, of course defending is part of it, but you can defend in a lot of ways. Guys, this is essentially Barca. Football is not about suffering. What does this mean? Barca does not go out there to stay with 11 dudes defending behind the middle of the pitch and waiting to go on a counter-attack. No, because that's suffering. That's you actually suffering the constant attacks from the opposing team and trying to go out on the counter-attack. That's not the way Barcelona plays. He says it's about enjoyment, control the ball, be friendly, try to attack, try to score goals, try to attack. Don't go out there and just defend and just, you know, stay with a very, very boss type of Cholo Simeone, Harambo type of play. But go out there and try to score. This is Barça DNA. You guys are getting the full knowledge of Barca right now. This is what you have to look for yourself, not these media people trying to deceive you and destroy this Hansi Flick project. This right here, guys, is so essential. Football is not about suffering. It's not about you going out there and defending, but rather scoring, try to score. Again, the quote we read before this one, he said, I'd rather win 5-4 than 1-0. We want to score goals. That's the Barca DNA. So the high line, the higher you are close to the opposing team's defense, the higher you're going to press to collect the ball and score. So that's Barca DNA. And Hansi Flick is completely in alignment with this statement, with Barca's DNA so far, guys. I'm not saying, you see that I'm just proving the facts, guys. I'm not saying directly, oh, Hansi Flick is Barca DNA, which, spoiler, he is, but we're going to the nitty-gritty of the things by showing the facts rather than just spewing words, guys, because clearly Hansi Flick so far is Barca's DNA. Oh, guys, an example of this point, that atrocious Thomas Tuchel, a coach who I despise so much, footballistically speaking, of course. I'm not talking about the person, but he was winning 2-0 against Argentina in the World Cup, and he decided in the 55th minute to put O'Reilly, and other defender, I think Konsa, to play with 5 at the back. Complete atrocity. From the 55th minute of the second half till the end, do you know the possession the England team had on the ball? They had a 12% possession of the ball, despite having Harry Kane, Elliot Anderson, who just signed for 116 million for Manchester City, despite having so many players. Who am I going to start talking about? You guys know the English team. This was completely atrocious. Now you may wonder, what did Thierry Henry have to say about that? He probably complained, right? Well, let's take a listen.
First and foremost, I'm going to have to bring you back to when you're on the bench as a coach. Things go so quickly. We sit here, we're calm. We're having a sandwich, we're having a coffee, and we're like, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. Now we need to analyze it.
Did you explain with Rashford? What happened?
We need to analyze it. Rashford was supposed to come on just before Gordon scores. Then Gordon scores, then suddenly 5 minutes after he goes into a back 5. But I also will tell you something. When you're on that bench and you start to think and you look at the clock, you're like, oh, it's nearly the end. And sometimes you look again and you're like, 20 minutes has passed. I can assure you that it's not that easy, but still, he went into a back 5 too early.
Obviously, Thomas Tuchel is French. Maybe they have some type of relationship going on in terms of a friendship or something like that. But insane, guys. He did admit at the end there that they went to a back 5 too early. But you see the way he was defending him. But how facetious and how completely imperative and direct he was about Barca, saying you cannot play in the Champions League this way with that high line because you're going to have big problems. So, first of all, I may beg you guys to excuse me because I said England was winning 2-0. No, guys, it was 1-0. With 1-0, this coach, Thomas Tuchel, decide with 1-0. Let me repeat again. Thomas Tuchel decide against Argentina that had Messi, Julian Alvarez, Lautaro. This man decided to go with 5 on the back. You have Marcus Rashford, you have so many great players there, and you decide with just 1-0. How miserable is a 1-0 that could change in just a minute? You decided to go and play with 5 on the back. And we saw how that ended. Messi with 2 assists completely obliterated the English team, and they went to the semi-final or even the final. I don't even remember now, guys, but the point is, just imagine if Hansi Flick did this. Imagine if Hansi Flick was winning against, I don't know, let's just say Bayern Munich 1-0 or any other team in the Champions League, and he decides on the 55th minute to go with 5 on the back. Now, would you guys say that's Barça's DNA? Would you guys say that, oh, I understand Hansi Flick tried to do that. It's not easy to say that when you are there, the time management, just the way Henry was defending Thomas Tuchel? Of course, no. Everyone would blast Hansi Flick and they will be calling for his firing the very next day. Like, that's insane, guys, you see? So you can have it one way or the other. Never would we want to play this way. As Johan Cruyff said, football is not suffering. And this dude decided to put England and the whole English nation into suffering by, in the 55th minute, going with 5 on the back and just defending the 1-0 result. Such a miserable thing. No one of us fell in love with football to watch that and to play that way. Completely stupid, guys. So you see how Thierry Henry, I don't know what went to his mind. It seems unbelievable that he actually played in Barca to be saying such nonsense. So this is one of the narrative, guys, for you guys to see the truth, and that Hansi Flick is so far more than Barça DNA. He's fully Barça DNA, superlative in Barça DNA. But guys, let's go back to the idea of the highlight that he says. Just look at this beautiful highlight from Barca. Look at the way you're just putting the opposing team in a hot pot, cooking them, putting them all in their own field. That's just so beautiful to see, guys. And this is Barca's highlight. Now, let's test the idea. And look at what the highlight causes, though. The pressure of the ball into the opposition team is completely insane and so overwhelming. But let's test Thierry, however you pronounce the name, Thierry idea of the fact that you can win the Champions League this way. Now, this was the game between Bayern and PSG. Look at where Bayern's highline is. PSG plays the exact same way, guys. So how have they won the Champions League 2 years in a row? Can someone answer me that question? When we say things without thinking, or I don't know, inspired by what, to try to trample someone's project, I'm not saying that's what Henry is doing, but many people from Madrid, of course, we know, and so many others that hate Barca are trying to do this. And the only way this narrative will work if you guys as culés, as Barcelona fans, are misled. That's why this video is so important for us to understand. There's nothing like knowing your rights, like knowing something. When you're knowledgeable about something, you can't get cheated, guys, or scammed or whatever. So it's so important that with our beloved team, Barca, we have the standards. This is more than a club. In the way we play, in the way we do things, we don't just win, but we want to win beautifully, playing our way. And Hansi Flick, once again, in this regard, has demonstrated that he's more than a Barca coach, and you can perfectly win the Champions League with such a high line, because PSG has done it for the past 2 years. So guys, complete other nonsense, with all due respect, that Thierry said. And you see how he speaks with both sides of his mouth, because with regards to Thomas Tuchel, he's defending a dude, basically defending a 1-0 result from the 55th minute, guys. So guys, now it's time for Mr. Pep Guardiola. Direct quote right there. I want the ball for 90 minutes. When I don't have the ball, I go high pressing because I want the ball. So, like, where does this narrative come from, guys? Please take this video as Barça's DNA royalty type of revealing and exposing these fake people trying to destroy our wonderful project. We've won the league 2 times in a row, guys. They are trying to destroy us. In football, when you don't have the ball, you have to practically walk and run at the right time. When we don't have the ball, we have to run like there is no tomorrow. Again, high pressing to collect the ball fast. That's the Barça's DNA. So many words shared in praises to Hansi Flick. It's a joy to watch them. Hansi has taken it to another level. It's just, guys, it's just so obvious. Speaking of our Barca season, how well they have done, and that even this Hansi Flick's Barca is already compared to the best versions of Barca, and that whenever he has time, he watches Barca's Hansi Flick. And going with the records, guys, he was the fastest alongside Luis Enrique to get to 300 goals, guys. Just imagine that, guys. And also, he is right now ranked second in top more successful coaches in terms of points and results, in terms of title winning. He's just amazing, guys. And his win rate is just out of this world. It's completely insane. Xavi Hernandez did a great job. I thought it was a mistake to fire him, because to find someone who was going to outdo Xavi and what he's done, especially in the league, was so difficult. But Hansi Flick came and just completely took that out of the way. His win ratio is just absurd. And it's such a it's a blessing to have Hansi Flick, guys. Like, when you talk about Barça DNA, we talk about possession, right? Well, we have enjoyed a 68.91% just this last season, and we've won the league in 2024-2025 with 88 points, and this recent one with 94 points. Almost all the points. That's insane in the league, guys. But this all comes down to the Champions League. The Champions League is what is making people turn their heads, completely lose their mind, and they're really putting in risk this Hansi Flick's project. And the worst part is that we're actually competing in the Champions League. These past 2 years, a complete robbery against Atletico de Madrid and a complete robbery against Inter in the season prior to this last one. But what did Pep Guardiola say? The Champions League destroys projects. I hope that's not the case. That just because we didn't win it, people don't think everything is bad. La Liga is what gives you consistency. You would basically ask a question that, what do they think? What does he think about Hansi Flick not winning the Champions League? And he mentioned that this obsession about the Champions League is such a random competition. The thing that you have to do is compete well every season to be there, and Barca certainly be there. They've, even if everything was fair and just, that 2024-2025 edition of the Champions League should have gone to Barcelona, but we fell with a complete robbery to Inter Milan, guys, which is crazy. Every time we face Inter Milan is one way or the other, but we get robbed. It's just insane. But think about Pep Guardiola. If I were to ask you guys, the job that Pep Guardiola did in Manchester City, was it a good one? You guys will respond and scream, yes. Well, he only won one Champions League in more than 10 years, I think, or something like that. Just one Champions League. The league is what gives you consistency, guys. The league is 38 games. Like in life, if you were to just be good one day out of 7 at your workplace, or out of 5, I should say, at your workplace, you wouldn't be the best worker. But the one that comes in and day out and does his best, that one is really the best worker, because he's proven it in an amount of time. He's been consistent, that's the word. And the league is completely the one that tells you, where are you now? Is this a good project? Is this a bad project? How are things going? And we've completely dominated, despite the many types of weird refereeing that we get in the La Liga. Hansi Flick with 88 points and 94 points. We won all of our home games this season. That is a record that no one has done. So the Champions League will eventually fall. I love what Gavi said, because Gavi also talked about this. I said that we shouldn't be so obsessed with the Champions League. You see, guys, in life, when you focus on what you don't have, you don't actually give the right praise and value to the things that you have on your disposal right now. And that's the problem that is happening with so many Barca fans, and that so many Real Madrid fans are cunningly trying to put in the minds of culés to make them unhappy. Hansi Flick has showered us with so much great play and so many titles, guys. And this is just the beginning of it, but we have to be there to support. Now, the preseason is already underway, guys. This is a video from yesterday's training. And Hansi Flick has prepared this preseason so well. He has a new physical trainer. That is a key signing, because we're talking about being able to press high, to run like there's not tomorrow, to collect the football. So you need to be in a great shape physically to be able to do that. Have great cardio. Your muscles have to be up to point. I mean, Hansi Flick, mainly in this preseason, has planned things right with the club. Is tell them, hey, I don't need us to go into an American tour or a Chinese tour. I need my players here, and they're going to play games, enclosed games with second, third division teams. Hansi Flick doesn't want them to waste time traveling. He wants to train with the players in Barcelona. They're going to go to a camp very soon in England. Also, it will be enclosed to play some matches, to prepare them well, to not waste time with all these tours and stuff, which are good for the fans overseas, of course, but to focus mainly because he knows that this season is going to be so special, guys. So Hansi Flick is preparing things right. We have the right coach. It's just a delight, guys. But this is such an important video for us to understand what is Barça DNA, what the Barça DNA mean. Because some people just tell you tiki taka, oh, give me this ball, I'll give you this, that, just beautiful plays. That's part of it. But the major part is the presence of the ball, is running without no let out, pressuring the team, scoring as many goals as you can, literally destroying your opposing team in the football pitch, of course. And when you see signings like Anthony Gordon, signings like Karim Adeyemi, and hopefully the signing at the number 9 position, which is extremely important, guys. This is something that shows you that Deco, Joan Laporta are doing a great job, because what I'm asking you guys here with this video is to fully trust Hansi Flick. And when you see the boarding directors and mainly the president have such a full and blind trust on Hansi Flick, because he's proven it over the course of time with Bayern, with the national German team, and of course with this past 2 seasons in Barcelona. So let's do the same, guys. Let's not be misled by what Madrid fans and people in media that may not have idea of what the Barça's DNA is. As Thierry Henry, he might have played here, but he has not a single clue of what the Barça DNA is. You saw I defended Thomas Tuchel for defending a 1-0 result in the 55th minute. Makes no sense. So guys, let's use our 2 cents. Let's understand the team we support. If you support something, I mean, it's only right that you understand it. You're not going to support something blindly, right? It's not, that wouldn't be intelligent. So don't be naive. Don't be deceived by these public speakers just spewing lies, and let's completely trust our Football Club Barcelona Hansi Flick. Now, guys, this should be in a separate video, but I love you guys so much that I'm going to comment it here as well. But the Julian Alvarez saga is just taking such a turn, guys. Atletico Madrid sporting director came out to just spill, I mean, not spill nonsense, but just completely shut down everything, saying that Julian won't leave, that this and the other. But what is insane, guys, is that he himself promised Julian that he will allow him to leave at the end of the season. Julian told him in the middle of the season, I'm not happy, I'm in discomfort, I want to leave at the end of the season. The sporting director told him, it's okay. If you want to leave, just focus on the season. Then I promise you that if you still have this desire at the end of it, I will make things easier for you to leave the team at the end of the season. But just completely focus on the rest of the season. Julian had a wonderful performance in the Champions League, scoring 10 goals, doing wonderful things, but he's already tired of the haram ball and the boss type of things they're doing at the club, guys. So this is what the sporting director said.
My opinion is clear. The club's intention is clear. We have expressed this to the player, to the people, and to the Barca president. I have no doubt that Atletico is the place in the world for Julian, and that Julian is the perfect striker for Atletico de Madrid. We want to keep counting on him. I recently heard some statements from the president where he said that the offer he had made to Atletico de Madrid was not infinite, and the only possible response is that our response is indeed infinite. We do not want to transfer him. We do not accept a €100 million offer, nor will we accept one for 150 or 140 or one for...
Well, you guys heard him, guys. Failing to his promise, this is the same exact dude that told Julian that he will allow him to leave at the end of the season. But it is what it is. Hopefully the deal comes through. It looks like Atletico de Madrid are interested in Ferran Torres, so maybe if they see that Julian is completely set in stone, that he wants to leave, then maybe they'll allow him. But the thing is that they already told Julian that he has to be back in training on the 10th of next month of August. So it will be a date to keep in mind, but the player keenly wants to leave Atletico to join Football Club Barcelona. And if you ask me, I believe the deal will certainly be done because both Barca and the player want it done ASAP. But to end things, guys, let's just listen to Hansi Flick's comment with regards to why he's Barça's DNA, and here you have the proof of it.
No. I am truly proud, incredibly proud to be a part of Barça right here. I also strive to give my utmost effort, with the hope that Johan, positioned above, may look down with pride at the work we are doing here. It first hit me when I signed the contract. President Laporte handed me a letter in Catalan and German, which included a pivotal sentence that Johan Cruyff is father of modern-day Barcelona. Odan, what truly matters here isn't simply winning, but also how you win the style of football you play. That's the key.
Guys, incredibly clear. Hansi Flick is Barça's DNA. Maybe even the most Barça's DNA oriented coach we've ever seen. This is this is just a video that actually makes you so emotional as a Barca fan, because we have such a wonderful coach, guys, and we need to protect it. We need to value what we have. The Champions League will fall. It will fall eventually, whether it's in 3, 4, 5 years, we don't care, as long as we keep winning the leagues. We just came last year from the season prior to this last one, from a national treble. We won Supercopa of Spain, Copa del Rey, and the league. This year we won the league and the Copa del Rey, competed wonderfully in and the Supercopa. We lost the Copa del Rey to, we didn't lose it to Atletico, but they removed us in the semi-final with a complete robbery, but we almost came back in the return leg. Also, same thing in the Champions League, we almost came back in the return leg. And a point to focus is that Barca just had to do better in that first leg. But also, mind you, we didn't have Rafinha in both of those ties with Atletico Madrid, both in the Copa del Rey and in the Champions League. So the signings of Anthony Gordon and Karim Adeyemi ensures that we are working towards making everything a perfection. And if we get Julian Alvarez, goodness gracious, guys, that's just the cherry on top of all of it. Is the perfect striker for Barcelona. I don't want to make too many videos regarding Julian Alvarez, but the deal is close to either being done or just Barca moving on, because Joan Laporta said that the fee, the offer is not indefinite. So we'll see what happens in that regard, guys. But love you guys so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please enjoy Hansi Flick, enjoy Barca, and let no one mislead you of the wonderful treasure and platinum that you have in Hansi Flick as coach of this football club, Barcelona. Visca Barça always, guys, and love you guys so much. Do not forget to subscribe, leave your comment, and tell me what you think in regards to this video about Barça DNA, exposing the real truth. Love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye.